This is my hardcore Minecraft base, and as you can tell, it's basically just a normal village. There is a super great iron farm, a awesome villager breeder that gets me tons and tons of villagers, a bit of a trading hall. Oh, that's not good. A somewhat decent wood farm. I have a food farm and a wool farm. I also have a nether portal. Way over there. But just a couple of farms inside of a village, that doesn't really count as a base, right? No, it doesn't. And so that's why in this video, I'm going to be transforming and upgrading this entire village. Like and subscribe. Okay, so probably one of the first things that we need to do before we can get started is this guy here is my mending villager. And, well, he's kind of in some rough condition right now. If I remember right, I do have a weakness potion right over here. Perfect. Okay, I definitely wasted that. I apparently have a really good arm. Maybe instead of Minecraft, I should have played basketball. Who knows? Anyway, I guess we're gonna have to brew some more potions. I'm gonna need a nether wart, a fermented spider eye. Means I need a brown mushroom. Okay, so I think I can probably find a brown mushroom in the nether. And here we go. Perfect. Right off the bat, we'll just go ahead and grab these three, make a new fermented spider eye. Grab some sand, cook it up to make bottles. And now while it's night, I need to find some creepers because I'm running low on rockets and I'm gonna need gunpowder to make a splash potion. Oh, that was close. Oh shoot, okay. Time to escape. That's not good. I got 8 gunpowder. The way that I fight creepers kind of gives me anxiety anyways. This dude tried to steal my gunpowder. And look, the glass is done. Turn that into bottles, fill them with a little bit of water, give them all to this guy. I think I just go straight with the fermented spider eye, actually. I don't think I need to turn it into an awkward potion. Ah, yes, weakness. Put in the gunpowder, turn the rest of these gunpowders into rockets, and we should be set for, I don't know, like the next 15 minutes. Alright, now I was trying to avoid splashing myself with weakness, but now I just want to make sure this guy does actually get it, so here, eat the apple. Cure my child. With that out of the way, we need to get started on upgrading this village. So the first thing that we need to do is decide what type of build style we want to do. How do we want this all to look? The way we're going to do that is we're going to take this basic house here, we're going to tear it down, and we're going to rebuild it, and we're going to make up the style as we go, essentially. So the first way we're going to make this look better is we're going to make it bigger. Bigger is better. It means we have more room for details, and details are what we want. Alright, now that we have kind of this basic shape, time to add in all those details. Alright, this looks pretty good. Alright, so here's this house. Kind of upgraded it. We got this big smokestack chimney on the back. A little planter right here. Planter around this side. Got a nice little table on the porch, potted plant, and the inside is empty, but that's okay. I'll build an interior for it at some point. I just kind of built it out of my mind. But yes, so what we're gonna have to do before anything else is I'm going to go and design up a few different houses to put in this village and get designing I did. And from there, I can come up with the different farms I'm gonna need to make in this video to help me gather the resources I'm gonna need quickly. We're gonna have to fly around to gather these resources. So to start off, we're gonna build a creeper farm. Okay, so with the first layer of the farm built, now we need to go ahead and find a cat. Luckily, we live in a village, which is where cats spawn. We need to find 2 cats actually and breed them together, so that way we can have a cat on each layer of this farm. But I can't seem to locate a single cat. Oh, perhaps they have decided to go mining. Well, I'll be. I guess I was right. Perfect. You're my friend forever. Okay, well, if there's not any more cats in this village, I do know a way to find more cats. And that would be by checking in a different village. So this village is pretty ransacked. Well, I guess we'll have to locate another village. Hopefully there's one somewhat close because I don't have, like, very many fireworks at all. And after no time at all, another village is located and another cat. Oh wait, hold up, I like this orange one. Come on, eat the fish. Finally, my friend, okay. So I began breeding up tons of cats, putting them in the farm, and then building the farm up layer by layer. Creeper farm was actually something I wanted to make in the previous video, but I kind of ran out of time, so this was already just on the docket to build. Perfect, so now the creeper farm is fully operational. Here we go, we got some good gunpowders. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and AFK this creeper farm for a couple hours. Okay, so I ran the farm for about an hour, and it's pretty good. It got me like 6 stacks. All right, now that I have plenty of rockets, I can go find the remaining items on my list. Well, you guys asked for it, and I will deliver. I am going to reveal this world seed at some point in the video, but I'm not going to do it quite yet. You guys are going to have to watch and wait till it comes up. All right, so for some of these house designs, I'm also gonna need a lot of terracotta, which is great because right next to this war motion, I just found a mesa. So we'll definitely be coming back here later on. This grove area where we spawn will be great for some powder snow. And that's pretty much everything that we need to get started on building these 2 farms. Next, we're going to build this automatic playerless oakwood farm by Raiseworks because we're going to need a lot of wood for our builds today. Alright, so this tree farm is pretty good, like 10 minutes worth of running. It's got me a little over 2 stacks, but there is one problem with it, and that is this bone meal farm that I made to power it. It's a moss farm, but I went with like a cheaper moss farm, but the problem is, even while making 10,000 items per hour, it only makes like 500 bone meal per hour, which when you split that between the moss farm and also both dispensers over here, then you're left with not very much bone meal. And unfortunately, yeah, this thing basically just like isn't doing that much running, which isn't great. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually tear down this moss farm, and then I'm going to make a more expensive moss farm that I made in this video here. Instead of 10,000 items per hour, it makes 21,000 items per hour, which should make a little over 1,000 bone meals per hour. Now we're gonna have to go ahead and tear this thing all apart. Voila! Now there is a second functional moss farm, and it should be, I believe, connected up to this thing properly. It's super loud having both of these moss farms up and running. We should be producing quite a lot of bone meal. All right, now the whole farm is fully up and operational. Okay, so the next farm we're gonna build is an automatic cobblestone farm. This area is already super loud, and this farm isn't gonna necessarily be quiet, so I think I'll probably build it like right here. So recently, after uploading my last video, the channel actually hit 4,000 subscribers, and ever since I was a small child, my dream has always been to have 5,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I want to urge you guys all to subscribe. To be honest, if every single one of you guys subscribed that watched this video, YouTube would probably send me one of those like plaque things, but anyways, enough shameless plug-in. Let's see how this farm works. Alright, so the cobblestone farm is working, and literally just for like the few seconds it was on, it's already entirely filled up the hopper. So what that means is I need to build a proper collection system for it. Now, as you saw during that little montage, this thing has just been going and going. So I can grab some wood to craft a bunch of chests and tons of hoppers. Alright, so what I can do is figure out what kind of level it's on, and then I will build a platform here. Hey, this dude's got an azalea bush. Then put some hoppers, get lots of stone and glass, run this all the way down here. Then let's see, if I put a water bucket, it'll go down and it'll run all the way along. Alright, now we turn this machine back on. Now it's going to start going, and it should begin just absolutely popping out cobblestone. In literally just like a couple seconds, we're already getting stacks and stacks. And so yeah, hours and hours of work in mere moments. And I'll just expand up this storage just a little bit, just so it doesn't get too overrun. Ah yes, infinitely renewed cobblestone and oak wood. You love to see it. It's beautiful, really. That's what that is. It's beautiful. Oh shoot. Activated the TNT. This thing just makes so much oak wood. It's insane. I built this cobblestone farm a few other times in other worlds. And yeah, it's insane. It's like an absolute unit is what it is. And I'm gonna forever be building this oak wood farm in like every world I ever play, because it is super great too. I should have built this in the first episode, to be honest. I shouldn't have waited till episode 2 to build it. It's so good. I can go up here to my AFK spot, and we can watch as it continually destroys the cobblestone and makes more. We can watch the moss farms. We can watch every time it grows a tree. And while we're up here, the actually very ominous creeper farm. Very insane and ominous creeper farm. Just for mending up gear, this is honestly a pretty good XP source. Okay, so we have oakwood, cobblestone, but there's still one major resource we need before we can start building the village. And that, you guessed it, is gonna be terracotta, specifically white terracotta. Now, I found a mesa already, which is a great place to collect terracotta, but just mining it is going to be a little bit slow. Terracotta is something that we can insta-mine. So the next thing that we're going to do is go to the nether and get wither skulls. Yep, we're gonna fight a wither. Now, I might want a different sword. Oh, I'm gonna want a different sword because... Okay. Very first wither skull. That's pretty baller. It's great. I guess I'm just too good at this game. What I was trying to say was I want a different sword because, as you can see, if I hit one of these guys, well, he's gone forever, which makes it a lot more difficult to actually fight these guys. I basically am just losing them all down off the edge. So what I want to do is go to the end, to the Enderman farm that we built in the last video. I'm gonna put the skull in here for safekeeping. But now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try and enchant up a brand new sword. So we'll take our current sword, we'll put it back in here. This sword I want to be... Aha, see, I have this Smite 4 book. I want to make a Smite 5 sword, so let's see what we got here. Just Smite 5. I'm gonna have to trash that. Let's see. Looting 3. Looting 3 is perfect. We need Looting 3. That's essential for this sword. Looting 3, knockback 2. No. We're getting the worst luck. Unbreaking 3. Unbreaking 3 is something we need. Breaking 3, Smite 4. Okay, cool. We'll keep that. Sharpness 3. No. Looting 3, what do we got? Looting 3, Smite 4, okay. Okay, well, let's see. Well, if I go in an anvil, I do Smite first, then that. Okay. Nice. And then slap on Mending. Alright, now we have basically a maxed Smite sword. Alright, so now when I see a big group of wither skeletons, all I gotta do is take this Smite sword, and I believe Smite 5... yes. I one-shot him with a crit. Oh, no way. Okay, that was like... I'm having, like, really good wither skeleton luck. Like, okay, I've literally only ever killed 6 wither skeletons, and I got 2 skulls. And I mean, like, surely I didn't kill 13 just now. Like, I definitely killed some in the last video as well. Let's go for wither skeleton number 14. By that luck, I should really only have to kill like 7 more. So I'll make a little montage and we'll see how long it takes. No way. No way. What is this luck? Literally 18 wither skeletons. What is this luck? So anyway, yeah, here's my face reveal, guys. This is like a scripted let's play. Now that I've collected 3 wither skulls, it is time to go ahead and fight the wither. Now, obviously, that was a joke. That didn't actually happen. I did that in a copy of the world. I would have never done that to my base. I would have never done that to all those cats. We are going to actually fight the wither, though, in a proper fight. We're not gonna just cheese him under the end portal like every other YouTuber would do. No, I live on the edge. Ah, yes, the old slums, the old raid village. Well, this is about to become a wither village now. Let's see, I have a bow, I have golden apples, and I have a dream. Alrighty, withering height. Shoot him as soon as it comes out. Actually, oh shoot. Oh shoot, I was way too close. I was like way too close. Okay. Hi. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Hey, take the pig, not me. Come down here. Come to Papa. Get combo. Okay. Easy peasy. And we got a wither rose too. Actually, unfortunately for these squids, it looks like we have a couple wither roses. I mean, it still has a bell. I'd say the village is pretty much intact. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, there's still some villagers here too, so. And with a little bit of glass and a little bit of obsidian, we can now craft ourselves a beacon. Perfect. And go down here. Just grab like 3 stacks of iron blocks. All right, we're here, so this is about as good a spot as any to build up the beacon. Aha, beaconator and bring home the beacon. I believe I only need haste 1. Yeah, exactly, okay, so then what I'll do is I will also take regeneration, just because why not? I really need to just grab the white. Alright, so we're just about ready to start actually building the rest of this project. But first things we're going to need is a slightly better shovel, so that way we can clear out a lot of this land. Basically, I just mean I want Silk Touch, and since I'm here, why not also get Efficiency 5, just because. And of course, Mending, and also, I don't know, why not give it a weird name too while I'm at it? Alright, so the plan is to dig out the ground and lower the whole village, flatten it entirely down to the layer of this first house that we had built. Okay, so by digging everything down to the level that the house I already built was at, I made a horrible mistake. One, so much extra digging, because this whole area is literally only 1 block difference. But I have so many things that are just way taller. Like, for example, all these farms are just way too high up. This, a lot of villagers. It's like a lot of villagers. Yikes. But then another issue is areas where I can't dig any lower where I'd have to, like the iron farm. If you dig lower, iron golems start spawning. So now I have a few of these guys to take care of. So let's see if maybe we can like knock back the golem. Oh, we cannot knock back the golem. Okay. That was way too close. But anyway, yeah, so like I can't dig down over here by the iron farm or iron golems will start spawning everywhere. And I can't dig too far down over here because, well, I don't want to. So what I'm gonna do is put like a lot of this back, which is gonna suck, but not all of it. Not all of it, just some of it. Basically, I'm gonna put it back up until about here, and then I am gonna flatten out the rest of this. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually work the hill up into these farms a little bit. And yeah, do like a lot more terraforming than I ever wanted. Why is there a floating tree here? I guess it's time to be done procrastinating and honestly just go for it. So okay, so I took down those little market things. I'd like to basically build new ones and then move these villagers from less of a like a straight line and more of like into those little markets. And then this stick machine, I guess, can just hang out in the middle and make sticks. Alright, now with the first training booth set up, we're gonna just basically run some rails over to it. And we can put a powered rail in the back, go ahead, put it there, and send our villager off. And perfect, there he is. So now I'm gonna go ahead and destroy these and get it set up to send another villager along. I'll just go ahead and put these rails up for both of the remaining villagers, get them set up in the back, give them both a minecart, grab our button and send it along. There's our first one, send along our second villager, and oh, okay, well, I didn't account for that, but we'll just move these rails over, push him down the line, and there we go. Now, basically, we just wait and make sure these dudes refresh their trade. Oh, shoot. Okay, this dude refreshed his trade. That dude is fixed. What about this guy? That guy I won't be able to tell till tomorrow. Well, if these two are both locked on properly, then this guy surely is locked on properly. But that's one little market made. I feel like this would look a lot cooler, but actually, now that should look, I think that looks a lot better. Now, that is nighttime though, we'll be able to sleep and make sure they locked onto their trades correctly. Bruh. What's important is that he's inside of the minecart. And he's in. Perfect. I want to make the one for the brewing stand guy next. I want to make it similar, but kind of different, because you know he's like a magic man. I want to use soul lanterns on this one, which means I believe I need soul soil, so it's time to head to the nether. Apparently I've never been over here. It's crazy. It was way too close. That was really dumb. That was stupid. Oh, is that soul sand? I didn't need to go get this. Okay, they're interchangeable. Okay, so basically that was like a waste of time. Now that I have all of my Fletchers, my Cartographer, my Cleric, and my Mending Librarian villagers all in their booths, it's just left to make one last trading booth for the Smiths. So for now we have this basically a little villager market area. I put the stick machine down into the floor, put logs in here, sticks come out here, which is perfect for these guys. But now I'm gonna go ahead and begin building other houses. First what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a very iconic blacksmith house. And we'll just kind of do it right here. Baja Blast in hand, we come to a point where we ask ourselves the age-old question, the question old as time itself. How do we take Minecraft's most iconic village house, the blacksmith house, and make an upgraded version of it? Well, my friends, we have one of two directions. Either one, we build a gigantic over-the-top building to replace it, or the option that we go with, basically build the exact regular house you would expect, but with maybe some upgraded features. A more sturdy stone brick foundation, upgrading the lava thingy, giving it a more sturdy, kind of less flammable roof. I think that kind of makes sense for the type of build it is. Give it a more industrial looking chimney on the top, and overall just add tons of block variation and details to make the build look really good. And voila, the blacksmith house is completed. It's got a little bit of decorations all around the outside. It's pretty similar to the basic blacksmith house, but it's got a lot of cool texturing. It is a little bit bigger, has a much cooler kind of lava feature. And we have a little bit of this new dry grass, I believe it's called. Now that that is completed, we can move on to our next build. But in order to do that, we're going to have to remove this, well, floating house. The next building I'm gonna make is going to be kind of a big, kind of a long, multi-building building. I don't know exactly what it is or how to describe it, other than kind of like a strip mall, so to speak. What it's gonna do is it's really gonna set up the build style. It's gonna set up the block palette for the rest of the town. It's gonna have oak wood, it's gonna have spruce wood, it's gonna have a lot of cobblestones, stone bricks, it's gonna have terracotta, it's gonna have wool, it's gonna have varying roof lines, it's gonna have all sorts of interesting windows, interesting designs, an absolute ton of details, and it's also gonna be kind of tall. Alright, so that's kind of going to be the basic shape of the facade. Ah, yes, a facade building. Okay, so this is essentially what the basic facade is going to look like. I'm going to add like some roofs and stuff. I went ahead and did some like texturing and some details on these bottom parts. But yeah, I'm going to do other stuff like putting a bunch of like coarse dirt, probably some of these little bushes or maybe like proper like grass bushes if I can find some pots, stuff like that. Obviously I'm going to put in windows too, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the roof. Once the roof is built, then I'm going to basically just do the rest of the details. Alright, so this is gonna basically be the roof line. We got like a little triangle, a flat one that's gonna go back and gonna have like little roofs, like little window roofs. We got this big kind of grand one on this small skinny guy. This is kind of like a little arch, just like a little hump. And then we have just another regular triangle, slightly larger than the other triangle. I'm gonna go ahead and put this all together, throw a bunch of different wood types and stuff. I have these kind of detailed. They're not as detailed as down here, but that's okay because it doesn't matter. Alright, so I finished this building, thinking it's looking pretty good, and aside from inside and detailing the area around it, it's done. Also, don't look at the side, don't look at the back. Don't worry, we'll take care of it, I'm gonna come through once I'm basically done making all the buildings, and I'm gonna make the path, and when I do that, I'm gonna detail stuff on the outside of the builds, kind of like what I have over on this porch. There is this house and this house as well. These are just kind of like basic small houses, and this one was just like a regular house that was already here, but it has these sheeps on top, so I kind of felt like I couldn't get rid of it, so I tried to upgrade it a little bit. It doesn't look too bad, but yeah, so far I think it's starting to look pretty good, this little kind of block. Also, I put the beacon down in the ground. I might move it at some point, I'm not sure. All right, so what we need to do now is I'm gonna build the animal farmer, kind of leather worker, butcher, sheep, herder, shepherd type of house. Yeah, we might have to do a bit of a cull. All right, the first thing I'm gonna do is probably shrink it down a little bit from like what I have here, just slightly. This is fine. The streets run red with the casualties of war. All I wanted to do was simply just swap out the fences. That's too much to ask. Now though, I'm actually gonna go ahead and expand these pens. Alright, so this house is now complete. Kind of got some random stuff around the outside. Come in here, this is a very awful, poor shambles of house, but I like it. It was fun to build. It's got kind of a inside entrance. If you're inside, you can hop out, see all these animals. The sheep population, you know, it's also in shambles, but that's okay. And then I built another little wheat farm just to kind of fill in this corner. It wasn't quite big enough to build like a whole house, but it was also not small enough to just leave empty. Alright, so this next build, we're actually going to take it down here to the piers. So this village has kind of got an interesting setup with these paths that definitely probably shouldn't be over here, but they are. But yeah, we're gonna embrace these. These are gonna be like the docks for like boats to come into the village. So yeah, the regular village usually sometimes will have like a house for the fishermen. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually convert this into the fisherman house because I have a really cool idea of something that I want to do. First, we're gonna tear it all down. Alright, I'm going to start off this build by making it out of cobblestone, and then in the corners I'm going to build up pillars with stripped spruce logs. Over here I'm going to dig a little channel out to the ocean to connect it in with this little pond. This is going to be a fish pond for the fishermen, and then I'm going to detail it up with some spruce logs and spruce planks. I'm going to bring the stone all the way up the walls, and then I'm going to cap it off with more stripped logs. They're going to kind of be a trim, so to speak. So this building isn't going to be very large necessarily, but it's going to be a little tall. So we're going to have some staircases go up to a second floor that's going to have a little balcony overlooking the pond. This is going to kind of be like an area where maybe you sit up here, cast the line out, and try and pull some fish up out of the water. I'm also going to make a little bit of a area out here, just like a small little dock area that leads out into the water just a little bit. Now I want to make this a little taller because I think it would look weird to be short like this, so we're going to go up a little bit more with these stripped spruce logs and make a second floor on this thing. I'm going to build the walls out of the second floor with terracotta, but it's going to be this kind of darker colored terracotta. I think it will complement well with the spruce and the stone. Alright, so the fisherman house is basically done. I want to make something, and that is going to be right here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take this boat. Alright, perfect. Now I'm going to take my lead, hook it on. Alright, well, never mind apparently. Well, that was supposed to be like a fishing pole with like a lead that went down. And it was going to look like the string, but it didn't work. So, blah. That's okay. Doesn't have to. The next thing we need to build down here on the docks is a lighthouse. So we're going to go ahead and take this tower that's already here, chop it up, build it up, and convert it into a lighthouse. Alright, are we getting a trident right here, right now? Oh, it's enchanted too. Alright, so as you saw from that little clip, I've upgraded the church, that's basically my house, into a lighthouse. So whenever there's a dark, stormy, vicious night on the sea, travelers on the sea will be able to safely find their way back to shore. Okay, I'm gonna try and do something I've actually never done before, and I'm gonna use glass panes to basically make it look like water is flowing out. Well, it's not super great, but it is what it is. I think it's cool. Alright, to build more houses, we need to clear out some of these old houses, so we're gonna take this one down, and we're gonna replace it with a new, much bigger, much better house. This one is gonna be a 2-floored terracotta and oak house. The bottom floor is gonna be our lighter terracotta color. And then top floor is going to be our darker terracotta color. The roof is going to be a basic spruce and cobblestone roof with a little bit of striping detail in there. And then we're going to give it a decorated porch. And the top floor is going to have a flower box hanging off of the windows. The house across the street is going to get a very similar makeover, also being a 2-story terracotta house. Alright, so we're working on building this village, and we cannot let this villager breeder be a big cobblestone cube. That just can't happen. We're gonna do that, and then also this iron farm we're gonna make a build around as well, and we're gonna kind of decorate the outside of this. The build I have planned for the iron farm is going to require a lot of bricks, so that means we're gonna need a lot of clay, which means we're about to have a montage. Because my shovel has silk touch, we have a bunch of clay blocks, but we need clay items. That was super efficient for collecting, but now we need to stack these all up and get a different shovel and mine them all again. While all of those cook, let's go ahead and build this building here. Why am I making the villager breeder look like a hospital? Well, it's where babies come from. Ask your parents. Now that all the bricks are done, we can get to building the factory. Okay, so I really underestimated the amount of bricks that I needed. We'll have to do another round of brick collection, I suppose. Alright, well, it's kind of a shell because it's like totally empty on the inside, but the factory is done. Don't look at the back. It's one of those back of the build type of situations, and it definitely won't remain that way forever. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good, honestly. It looks pretty simple and plain compared to like a lot of the other builds, just because of the way that like the block palette is, and it's just kind of like a square, but I think it's fine. Well, I think that looks something like an iron ingot. Never been accused of being a great pixel artist. Alright, we're nearly through, but there's just a few more things we need to build in this city, and then I'm gonna slap down some paths, do up some details. Yeah, we'll be through it. But firstly, I saw something on Twitter that they're adding Steve's Lava Chicken to Minecraft. And as a guy who plays a lot of Minecraft, watching that scene in that movie was, well, it was torture, because as a guy who does like a good amount of like redstone and like knows what he's doing, I know that's basically not how that would work at all. For a guy who does a lot of like redstone and stuff, I know that design in the movie would not actually work. So for everyone out there, here's how to actually make the real lava chicken. All right, we're gonna start with a collection chest that all of our chicken is gonna go into. Going into that, we're gonna put a hopper. On top of the hopper, we're gonna put a stone cutter. Now we're gonna put a block here, and on top of that block, we're gonna put a dispenser, and then we're gonna put a block directly next to it. Now we're gonna just take some glass because it looks good, put it all the way around. We're gonna put a cauldron on top of the stone cutter, and we're gonna put lava inside the cauldron. Now we're gonna put a hopper leading into the back of this dispenser. We're gonna build it up with blocks all the way around like this, and then we're gonna go up one more. Now we need to put chickens in here, either by leading them in, or if you have a ton of eggs, you can do this until you have lots and lots of chickens. The most chickens you can put in is 24, but if you put a vine there, you'll be able to put in many, many more chickens. There's so many chickens in here already that we're already getting a few eggs. Also, once you have some adults in here, you can use seeds to breed them, and you can also use seeds to grow up any younger chickens that you have. And yeah, cap this off so the chickens don't try and climb out. Alright, now you're almost done. Put a sticky piston here, put an observer here with the dot facing that way, and then you're gonna need to put an observer right here. So you have the face out. Then get a comparator, place it like this, so it's gonna face from the dispenser into the observer. There you go. It's gonna empty out any eggs that are in it. Chickens are going to start to spawn. Now you basically just wait for these chickens to grow up. You can give them seeds to speed up the process. You can see every time a new egg is laid, this is going to go up and shoot it out onto there. And a lot of those chickens in there are chicks. Once they grow up, this thing's gonna move even quicker. Oh. And right as one grew up, he went in there, and that's the sound of sizzling. Absolutely fully automatic. No player input needed unless you really want to grow these chickens up more, which I don't need to do. But yeah, automatic cooked chicken. I'll come check on this at the end of the video, and we'll see how much chicken it's made for me. While you watch this little time lapse, here is the world seed, as mentioned earlier in the video. Alright, so I want to make a little house for all of these cats, and I'm going to fashion it to look after this orange boy, or I'm going to attempt to. So here goes. Alright, well, I think it's a pretty okay depiction. I think you can kind of tell, like, what it's supposed to be. And I think that's, like, the most important part. Alright, cats, come. It's not very large, but it is complete. Alright, perfect. Alright, now all we gotta do is finish up all the paths, and then we're pretty much done with this village. Alright, and with that all done, yes, this is basically our town. And boy, do I think it's looking pretty good. Well, there's only one thing left to do before we can end the video, and that's go ahead and check on the lava chicken. And also, we are on day number 350. It's been running while we did all these paths and while we built that little cat house. So let's see, we have 3 stacks of chicken. Definitely, this is a super efficient farm. You should totally build it. Also 3 stacks of feathers. So, I mean, if you're trying to make a feather farm, this might just be the one for you. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you've made it this far in it, you definitely need to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you enjoyed all of these flashback shots throughout this video.